From private jets to luxury mansions, Pastor Clarence McClendon's life oozes wealth beyond imagination. To his congregation, this wasn't excess. It was divine favor, proof of a blessed life rewarded by God. Every Sunday, thousands flocked to his packed church, captivated by his message and mesmerized by his success. But behind the opulent facade lies a story far more complex than anyone could imagine. What's the real price of living a life this grand? Let's take a closer look. Pastor Clarence McClendon's sermons were nothing short of electrifying, brimming with emotion, energy, and conviction that made people believe he had a direct connection to God. His ability to inspire hope, stir deep emotions, and even invoke guilt when necessary elevated him beyond a mere pastor to a spiritual icon. He had a gift for moving a crowd, making them hang on his every word. Behind the scenes, his wife was the epitome of quiet devotion, ever present at his side. Calm, graceful, and supportive, she was seen as the backbone of their family, a symbol of strength in the face of pressure. While her husband commanded the spotlight, she chose to stay in the background, embodying humility and unwavering loyalty. The congregation adored her, admiring her quiet resilience as much as they revered his commanding presence. Together, they projected an image of a perfect, God-fearing couple, united in faith, love, and purpose. But as the saying goes, appearances can be deceiving. Beneath the polished veneer of their seemingly blessed lives lay secrets that would shock even the most loyal followers. For years, the flawless facade concealed a reality far removed from the ideals Pastor McClendon preached. While the congregation admired their success, whispers of discontent began to surface, softly at first, then growing louder. Questions arose about how a man who preached humility and sacrifice could live such an extravagant lifestyle. Rumors of questionable behavior and clandestine meetings began to swirl, casting shadows on his pristine image. Behind closed doors, his wife began to notice troubling signs. His growing secretiveness, frequent late-night calls he claimed were church emergencies, and a sharp increase in unexplained trips. At first, she dismissed her concerns, attributing his behavior to the demands of his role as a pastor. But soon, small cracks became impossible to ignore. He'd close his laptop quickly, unexplained expenses appeared, and his distracted demeanor raised suspicions. One night, she woke to find his side of the bed empty and discovered him on the patio, speaking in hushed tones. His feeble excuse planted a seed of doubt in her heart. Watching him closely, she noticed an unfamiliar app on his phone and remembered his second phone, supposedly for church matters. One evening, while he showered, she opened the phone hidden in his briefcase and found notifications from social media accounts tied to aliases, making her heart sink. The messages were shocking. Flirtatious exchanges with young women, some barely out of their teens, revealed a side of her husband she had never known. Arrangements for secret meetups, lavish gifts, and even fake IDs to mask his identity painted a damning picture. This wasn't a one-time mistake. It was a calculated double life. Her world shattered when she discovered her husband, the pastor she had supported and trusted, had betrayed her, their marriage, and the congregation that revered him. One night, unable to bear the weight of his deceit, she confronted him with evidence, messages, financial records, and fake IDs. He denied, deflected, and pleaded for privacy, but her resolve was unshakable. "You didn't just betray me," she said, her voice trembling. "You betrayed the church and everyone who believed in you." Rejecting his pleas for silence, she took the truth to the congregation that Sunday. interrupting his sermon with a steady voice to reveal every lie and betrayal. Gasps and murmurs filled the sanctuary as the image of their revered leader crumbled before their eyes. Her world shattered upon discovering her husband, Pastor Clarence McClendon, had betrayed her, their marriage, and the congregation that trusted him. Confronting him with evidence, messages, financial records, and fake IDs, she stood firm despite his denials and pleas for silence. "You didn't just betray me," she said. "You betrayed the church and everyone who believed in you." Refusing to enable his deceit, she shared the truth with the congregation and the media, ensuring the scandal couldn't be dismissed. News outlets quickly picked up the story, and the once revered pastor found himself at the center of a public reckoning. The church's immediate reaction was a mix of shock, disbelief, and outrage. Members wept, questioned their faith, and demanded accountability. Social media exploded with debates as evidence surfaced, leaving little doubt about the truth. In a desperate attempt to salvage his reputation, Pastor McClendon held a press conference, denying the accusations and calling them baseless lies. But the detailed evidence, screenshots of messages, fake IDs, and financial records proved otherwise. Under mounting pressure, church leaders announced his immediate resignation. As the fallout grew, sponsors withdrew support, social media turned critical, and community leaders distanced themselves. The once thriving ministry crumbled, leaving McClendon to face the consequences of his actions. His wife, though praised for her courage, faced backlash from some who accused her of airing private matters. Yet, she remained steadfast, explaining, "This wasn't just about me. It was about accountability and protecting others." The scandal ignited national conversations about trust, accountability, and the moral integrity of spiritual leaders, prompting calls for greater transparency and systemic reforms like oversight boards and financial accountability. While McClendon's congregation faced a long road to rebuilding trust, his wife's courage in exposing the truth inspired others to confront toxic leadership and seek change. Ultimately, the scandal highlighted a vital lesson. Faith should rest not on a leader's charisma, but on a community's collective commitment to truth and integrity. How can churches rebuild trust and prevent such betrayals? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.